Well, 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 well. Back again. True Crime Metrix, Chris Watts. What are we looking at tonight, folks? Well, we're going to be looking at the hard, old school, Old Testament, biblical pressure that Graham and Tammy are going to lay on Chris's little oil boy head. What's up, Chris? What's up, Chris? You're looking kind of guilty about something, man. What's going on? Feeling the pressure? Where have we been, guys? Well, Chris was rushed home from work, and he got stuck in the Colorado 45-minute loop for about 3 hours. But Shanann's good friend Nicole was there to not give up and to press the pressure buttons of Chris, telling him, "Hey, you better get home because the cops are on their way now, man." Brackets. I think something's up, and I think you think I know something's up. So Chris gets home to about 1,000,000 cops in his driveway. He's got every dog in Colorado in his house. Every drone in the state is circling around his oil head. Chris. And then what did he do? Well, he went over and gave 2 media reports appealing. Shanann, Bella, Celeste, just come home. If someone has them, just bring them back. This house is not complete without anybody here. I need everybody to come back. Come back, Shanann, Bella, Celeste. Yeah, 2 of them. One wasn't enough, Chris. No, not for you. Because why would an innocent man stop at 1? That would look bad, wouldn't it, Chris? The thing is, you already looked bad, and you looked even worse after your non-acting ass got on TV. What would the detectives from Stephen McDaniel's Interrogation say? You got up there and got your ass on the fucking news in a media report that her mother saw, and you want me to tell him I don't know? You know. I know you know. Stephen, quit lying. Anyway, what happened then? Well, the same day as Chris gave 2 media reports, he was called into questioning by Graham Coder, special agent FBI. Imagine that. I mean, it's bad enough talking to a cop, right? If you've done something a little bad and they want to interview you, you just have to talk to a cop, and it's like, okay, you're a person of authority, but why are you younger than me? I could knock you over with a fucking feather, Buster. Anyway, but yeah, it's bad enough talking to a cop, but a special agent from the FBI. What is this, TV? This must be TV. This only happens in TV. I'm Graham Coder, Special Agent, FBI. Graham Coder. I'm with the Bureau. Special Agent Graham Coder, FBI. How many times would you practice that if you just got your badge? You'd be in the mirror going, good afternoon, ma'am. I'm with the Bureau. Special Agent Graham Coder. Trying all these different ways. Agent Coder, FBI. Special Agent of Coder. Special Agent Graham Nathaniel Coder, FBI. I'll be doing it all day. You'd never stop me. True Crime Metrix, FBI. Good afternoon, ma'am. Just like to ask you a few questions. True Crime Metrix with the Bureau. Anyway, guys, I thought we might go back a little bit, not all the way, just a little bit, so we can remember a time when Chris thought, well, maybe they are going to buy this. If I do a really good job on this media interview, maybe I'll be all right. Yeah, because the media know everything, and if I can appeal to public sympathy, maybe people will even be on my side, and there'll be a GoFundMe set up that I can use to buy a new house for me and my mistress. Yes, this could all work out real well for Mr. Chris. Real well. But let's just have a look how quickly those hopes were dashed.
The most important thing.
Look at him, game face on. Ready for some college ball, son? Slugger? You're up. Coach is calling you up, Chris. The majors just called, and they want you, Chris.
The most important thing, like, I'm not sure. I'll just wait for you to ask questions, but like, I want them wherever they're at. Like, I have no inclination to where they're at right now. Like, I've exhausted like every
inclination. Why wouldn't you just say idea or I don't know? I have no inclination. I mean, that doesn't even make sense, does it? Inclination means like you're inclined, right? Like you want to do something, or you would naturally do something. I'm inclined to drink orange juice when I'm streaming. Excuse me for a second. Freshly squeezed. Shut up, Needy. Freshly squeezed what? True crime Metrix.
friend that I know of, and every friend that I have has called friends that Shanann has that maybe I didn't know about, and it's just like it's vanished. It's like she's not. Like when I got home yesterday, it was like a ghost town. Like she wasn't here, kids weren't here. I have no idea like where they went, and it's just earth shattering. I don't feel like this is even real right now. It's like a nightmare that I just can't wake up from.
Yeah, guys, it's an earth-shattering, never-ending nightmare in a ghost town. What wouldn't you feel sorry for about that? This poor guy? Someone set up a GoFundMe. We need to raise money for Chris so he can set up his new life. Maybe buy a house right in the sand dunes or between the sand dunes and the car museum so they will never have a dull weekend.
Chris, when did you learn that they weren't here?
I guess, well, I texted her a few times, called her, I didn't get a response, which that was a little off. And then her friend Nicole showed up about a little afternoon. I could see on the doorbell camera.
How was it off if you had a difficult conversation, told her you're having an affair, you don't want the baby that's growing inside her, you're leaving the house, and you don't want anything to do with her or the kids again? So, yeah, I called her up, maybe texted her a few times, and no response. That was a little off. It was a little off, just a little off, Usually she texts me back.
Camera. And I was like, hey, what's going on? She's like, I can't get a hold of Shanann. And that's when I was just like, all right, something's not right. If she's not answering the door, she said the car was here. It's like, I got to go home. And we got here, got inside, and nobody was here.
Lie, Chris. You're lying now, Chris. Stop lying, Chris. Listen, the friend phoned you up and said, have you seen Shanann? She's not here. I was supposed to see her. Her shoes are there. Her car's here. The baby seats are here. And Chris was like, yeah, it's fine. She took the kids to a play date. Just a play date somewhere in Colorado. Couldn't tell you. Yeah, I think they flew on the magic carpet. No shoes required. In fact, you're not allowed to wear shoes on the rug. Yeah, he's like, yeah. As soon as the friend got here and let me know something was wrong, I was like, something's wrong and I need to go back. But then I got stuck in the 45-minute Colorado loop, and I just went round and round for about 3 hours. And then I got home and I started talking to Mr. Policeman, and I was very forthcoming. I was just shooting ideas right around with Mr. Policeman.
Nothing.
And so I read that Shanann hadn't taken girls to school, which is unusual.
Yeah, because like Bella was going to start kindergarten next Monday, and they were just getting ready to start back again.
And so what kind of, so your friend Nicole kind of tipped you off at something?
Yeah, because like she was here at the front door, and that's when I kind of knew, okay, like if she's not answering anybody else either, this isn't like her. Because I mean, she works at direct sales business, and that's what she does. And for her not to respond to any of her people, that, I mean, if she doesn't respond to me, that's fine. I mean, like, she's busy, she's got stuff going on, but not to respond to her people, though, that was not like her.
Chris, you've got a beautiful family, and it looks like you all love each other very much. What went through your mind the minute kind of you're like, something's wrong?
Like, I was trying to get home as fast as I can. I was blowing through stoplights. I was blowing through everything, just trying to get home as fast as I can, because none of this made sense.
Yeah, I was blowing through the stoplights, just blowing right through. Just, I saw a stoplight and I just blew right through. But then I got sucked back into the 45-minute loop. And it didn't matter how many stoplights I blew through. There I was again, back at the same stoplight every time. Colorado loop.
Like, if she wasn't here, like, where did she go? Like, once I got here, it was like, all right, who can I call? Who do I know that she could be with right now? If she went to a friend's house, where could she be staying? And we went.
He's still thinking to himself, is this going well? Is this going well? Is this guy buying it? Is the public buying it? How many people are watching this? Missing pregnant woman and 2 baby girls. That's got to attract every eyeball in America and more, right? That is big news. Networks love that kind of headline, which is a sad part of capital media, right? I mean, there's the board of directors going, yes, we are going to sell so many papers. Another pregnant woman and kids has been murdered. Yes.
Through everybody. I mean, just everything in my contact list and her friend's contact list, and nothing has come up. Everybody has said like they haven't heard from her either. I'm just hoping right now that she's somewhere safe, and maybe she's there. But right now it's just like, if she's vanished, like, I want her back so bad. I want those kids back so bad.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about the hard part. Your first thought is, where are they? I want them back. Your second thought is, your friends were telling us and we kind of hurt you a little phone. Your second thought is that you're afraid people think you may have done something.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody's gonna have their own opinion on anything like this. I just want people to know that I want my family back. Like, I want them safe, and I want them here. Like, this house is not the same. I mean, last night.
Yeah, everyone's gonna have their own opinion, aren't they? I mean, all those cops and the FBI and the peripheral people in our lives that the FBI are all talking to right now, building up a character image of me and my relationship with my dead wife. Did I say dead?
I was traumatic. Last night was, I can't really stay in this house again, like, with nobody here. And last night I wanted that knock on the door. I wanted to see this kid just running, just barrel rush me and just give me a hug and knock me on the ground.
Yeah, it was a never-ending nightmare in a ghost town with a barrel rush, and my head was split open by my daughters.
But that didn't happen.
Who are you going to stay with tonight?
Probably my friends Nick and Amanda. Just, I mean, if something develops in the next hours or so, like, I'm hoping that somebody sees something or somebody knows something. And
unless something develops in the next hours, like if the FBI get on to me and arrest me, I guess I'm not going to be sleeping at Nick and Amanda's. Yeah, it's going to be county jail.
Comes forward.
What's the hardest part of all of this for you?
Not knowing, like, if they're safe or if they're in trouble. Like, there's just that variable. Like, I'm not sure. I mean, I can't do anything right now from where I'm at. Like, I'm not sure if they're safe somewhere, just huddle up somewhere, or if they're in trouble. And
Huddled up somewhere. What do you think they're doing, Chris? Like Shanann's got the girls in a hotel room, and they're all having a sort of cuddle under a big towel, watching your appeal. They're just huddled up. Yeah, they love to huddle. They cuddle and they huddle.
knowing that if they could be in trouble, it just it's earth shattering right now, and it doesn't feel like it's real.
The weird part of all this, it sounds like everything's kind of locked.
He must be so hoping, like that. What is he hoping? That someone's just randomly gone into his house and taken Shanann and the kids out with a gun without anyone seeing, without the friggin' camera on the front door going off. You know, there's cameras all over the neighborhood, Chris. Yeah. Someone might have them.
That there's no signs of them leaving the house.
No, like, we have camera there.
I'm surprised he didn't, cut off some of the girls' fingers so that he could send them to himself and say, "See, they're sending body parts in the mail. These kidnappers, these sick kidnappers, they're sending my children's fingers to me by post."
Their neighbor has a camera. Everything's checked out.
Do you have a camera in there?
The doorbell, only right there. The neighbor has one over there.
Were all the doors around the house locked?
Did you see his face when he says, "Yeah, the neighbor has one right there, pointing at my garage where I loaded the bodies." Didn't know about that, even though we'd talked about it like the week prior because someone stole my pipe wrench.
Front door was locked. The garage door was unlocked, but that's normal for, like, when she comes in the house, she leaves it unlocked just so she can come in and out, just in case, did you get in the garage door, but the back sliding door was locked as well.
So how would she have left the house if she did leave the house? Or anybody?
I don't want to put anything out there, like, just suspecting, like, if something, like, somebody pulled in the back, and because we have a driveway back there from the new townhomes, but it's so hard to tell. Like, there's no cameras in the backyard or anything.
If there was anything to say that made sense, why wouldn't you want to put it out there? I don't want to put anything out there, meaning what he really means is, I don't want to say something that's so demonstrably impossible that everyone goes, "Well, obviously it's not that. It must be you." Yeah, I don't want to put anything out there, but, perhaps a Chinook helicopter came in with the double heli propellers and landed on my house without breaking one roof tile, and paratroopers dropped down on that rope, and they could have come in an upstairs window because the camera doesn't point up there. And then they pulled the girls out of the window and took them away in a Chinook helicopter.
Thing like that. So it's really hard to even suspect anything right now as far as how she could.
Yeah, you know what else it's hard to do, Chris? Come up with a plausible story. What are you doing? Yes, this killer, this sick, deranged, kidnapping killer, he came around the back and he went in and took them all out the back. He said, "Don't you step in front of a camera and give me your fingers so that I can send them to your dad."
Reality, you've got cops there, cops here, cops in your house, K9 units.
I've never seen something like this in my lifetime unless it was on TV or a movie, and this doesn't seem real at all. It just seems like I'm living in a nightmare and I can't get out of it.
You said that, Chris. What happened to the ghost town? So is it like a ghost town when all the cops are in your house, or is that just like being in a police station?
Just want them home so bad.
Did you see your kids and your wife whenever, or you had the kids? I forgot.
Yeah, I had the kids over the weekend.
Did you see your wife when she got home?
She got home really late, about 2 a.m. from the airport when she got back from Arizona.
Did you wake up and say,
No, I saw her when she got in, but it was really quick just because it was 2 a.m. in the morning. But I saw the kids in the monitor before I left, and that was it.
What kind of efforts are happening right now, Chris, to find them?
Right now, I'm in Frederick Police Department. They've been on point.
They have been on point, haven't they? What a department. Little old Frederick, Colorado. Good department. Very professional cops. Very good instincts. Very clearly a good training program, whatever academy they frequent. Yeah. Very good example of a police station doing its job well, Chris. Against you, thank God.
Officers, detectives, sergeants, K9 units here, they're getting sense. So hopefully they can pick up something and kind of go in a direction that will actually lead us to where maybe they're at right now.
Yeah. The scent dog just came back and he told the commanding officer, Holiday Inn. Definitely the Holiday Inn. The one out near the airport. Holiday Inn.
And
Shanann went to. Where'd you get that shirt?
Oh, this is
See, they can't even think of any questions to ask him. They just want to say, listen, buddy. What is up, buddy? Tell us the truth, buddy.
I think she got it off Amazon, but this is my favorite college sports team.
Wasn't she just there?
She was just in North Carolina. Yep. So she actually probably got it from there. Usually she gets stuff from Amazon, but this one, I like these shirts a lot.
you guys
See, Chris, while Shanann's in North Carolina with the family, Chris is home alone, taking his bird out, taking his tasty bird out, his kinky side hustle. Yeah, going on little trips, eh? Going on little weekend trips, off work. Hang up your big oil mechanic gloves, Chris. It's time for the sand dunes. Quick shower, then we're hitting the car museum, Chris. You can show off all your intimate knowledge about motor vehicles to your hot, slutty girl. Should I say slutty? I mean, I probably shouldn't. But I'm poking fun at him more because, like, some horny adolescent, that was a big part of it for him, wasn't it? The sex was more adventurous, frisky, I don't know. The family life. Shanann's too busy buying purple furniture to satisfy Chris's needs. So he had to seek it out elsewhere, right? And let's be honest, that was a big part of it for him. So that's the only reason I call her slutty.
you love your describe your little girls to us, and
So Celeste, she's just a ball of energy. She's call her Rampage because she's just always, she's got 2 speeds, go or she's sleeping. And she's always a troublemaker. She's always the one like jumping off things, just yelling at you and all kinds of things. And Bella, she's the more calm, cautious, mothering type. And she's more like me. She's more calm. But Celeste has definitely got her mom's personality to where she's always just gung-ho, ready to go.
because of the baby on the way.
Mm-hmm.
You're about to have a child.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of going through your mind right now too?
That's why I want everybody back. That's why I need everybody back here. I need everybody safe.
think I'm good.
I think he's just about to burst into tears, isn't he? I mean, you know, from what? Well, I'm sure he's horrified by what he's done, even if he's lacking appropriate levels of empathy. He must think, holy shit, I just killed my wife who was pregnant with my son, and then I killed our two girls, and I disposed of them in a horrifically horrible way. And sooner or later, that situation's going to have to be dealt with, either by me permanently destroying the bodies or by hazmat experts that have to go in and recover them. But one way or another, there's bodies out there that need to be dealt with. Well, Chris, kind of not what you were hoping for, huh? So, guys, we are about to skip ahead in time now to when Special Agent Tammy Lee is going to bring in Graham Coder just after the polygraph exam. She's going to show him the results and say, listen, buddy, not good. The test. It shows you were deceptive, Chris, especially when we asked you about causing the physical disappearance of Shanann. So let's check it out, guys. Y'all ready? How we doing in the chat? Welcome everybody in the chat. Nice busy chat room. By the way, guys, link to social networks. If you've got a Twitter, if you've got a Facebook, if you've got an Instagram, you can join the True Crime Metrix community by clicking the links in the description for the video. Then you can see what we do on those platforms as well as YouTube. It's like 2 for the price of 1, right? Or 4 if you're that greedy. Okay. Also, the Discord server. Loads more coming in, joining the conversation. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Free link in the description under Discord. You click the link, you join the invitation, and that's it. And also, guys, and you don't have to, if anyone would like to or is able to support the channel, there is a link to buymeacoffee.com in the description for the video where you can buy us a coffee.com. How great does that sound? I'll have a double tall, low fat, no foam latte with chocolate shavings and the faintest whisper of cinnamon. Okay. Yeah, and there's also a link to something else. Oh, and remember, we have to welcome Cheryl. What was it? Cheryl Sharp? God, try saying that after a few tequilas. Cheryl Sharp. Cheryl Sharp. Let me just check I got the name right, guys. Let's, I don't think it is Cheryl Sharp. Seriously, next time you have a bunch of tequila, try and say Cheryl Sharp. She said her name was the same as Cheryl Sharp. Where is our wonderful... Oh, it is Cheryl Sharp. Maybe that's a fake name. Hello, Cheryl. If you're out there, congratulations on becoming our very first member, guys, at True Crime Metrix on the YouTube memberships. I think everyone should join, really. Yeah, but if not, buymeacoffee.com, where you can buy us a coffee.com, link in the description, or like, share, leave a comment. Okay, let's get to it, guys. Back to business, bringing it back to basics.
Okay, sorry,
Fine,
my
sorry.
computer was being a
You're fine.
turd.
Trust me.
I'm just gonna pack this up, and then, the FBI guy Graham.
Okay.
That you've been talking to, he's gonna come in and we're gonna chat, okay?
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
You need anything? Crackers, water, Mountain Dew? I totally will give you a Mountain Dew.
I'm good.
Ruin that streak for you.
Can't break that streak.
No rushing or anything?
Not right now.
Okay.
My dad out there, is he leave?
I bet, Graham knows. I'm not even sure. I'm sure hotels. We come packing hard, so it takes a while to pack all this stuff up.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris, it's going to take a while to pack up my $6,000 polygraph machine that's going to definitely tell us whether you're lying or being truthful. It's going to take a while to pack all that stuff up. But sit tight, oil boy.
You want me to turn my phones on now or just leave them be?
It's up to you. If you want to, that's fine.
Turn them on, probably. Try to call them probably.
Oh, yeah.
5, 6
I think
times.
she's called the detective quite a few times too.
Okay.
I don't blame her. Did she know you were coming in here today? No. Who knew you were coming in today?
Nick and Amanda, I was at their house. And then my,
Hey, Football Shane Life, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a live yet. Welcome.
my dad.
Okay. What'd your dad say about it?
So just do what they ask. Just
Neaty, I read that wrong, but now it's clear.
ask like whatever questions they have, just do what they ask.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite
And you
picture.
did.
That's my
Oh, let me see.
favorite picture.
Oh my God. They're adorable. They're way bigger than.
Oh, check it out, guys. Chris is showing Agent Tammy a picture of the kids on his phone. He's a good dad, you see, guys? Hey, Agent Tammy, put 1 point in the good dad column, okay? Another point, good dad. I bet Chris was in the picture as well, like really smiling with the kids, blowing belly button raspberries or something. Just like a good dad would, right?
And I think I saw a picture of them on the news and they were much tinier.
Which
I don't know if it was a family photo or maybe.
okay, that was this year.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, they looked so much smaller.
Hey, yeah, you know when they look even smaller than that, Tammy, when we drop them into a hatch on the top of an oil container, they just get smaller and smaller as they drop down. And then eventually they disappear as they submerge into crude oil. G. Thomas, get that, G. Thomas. Yeah, we'll be on Fox Network before you know it, or maybe Columbia, or what's the other one? HBO. Yeah, we want a meeting with HBO.
No, there's no trash can in here.
Oh, that's okay. I'll take them out. Do you want another one?
Oh no, there's mine.
I'm just gonna grab that pad that you're sitting on.
Okay, sorry about
Sorry.
that. Well, I even tried to turn my phone on, there's like no service in here. Oh, my work phone, yes, because it's Verizon, but AT&T's like dead over here.
You still getting stuff from work, like, you need to be doing this or that?
No, just everybody's checked out now. As far as for the day.
Did they tell you that? Like, when you
Well,
check out?
we have a group me app.
Oh, uh-huh.
So like I usually send out a text about 1:30, so everybody's doing. And about 2:30, the dominoes starts to fall, people start to check out and everything. There's always that one person that's like, like, all right, do I check out now or wait? And I don't be the first one to leave and all that kind of stuff, so.
Do they feel bad if they're the first ones to leave?
One of the guys usually does, but there's always one guy that
likes to stay and try to justify overtime too.
Right.
But they've
So Chris had that hardcore day yesterday with 2 media interviews and then serious man-to-man pressure from Graham Coder, right? But Graham Coder was turning it up and down like the thermostat in his house, just fine tweaking that temperature, right? 71 degrees throughout. Had to be exactly 71. And then what else is it? Well, then Chris went home and ordered his favorite pizza. What was it? Yeah, he switched the toppings, mushrooms to jalapenos, ordered the thin crust special with the Monterey Jack cheese. And then the next day, and had a nice sleep at what was it? Nick and Amanda, his friend's house, on the sofa bed, on the pull-out bed, and then was there at Colorado Airport bright and early to pick up Ronnie. Good old Ronnie. Dad's come. Dad's on the ground, Chris. Everything's going to be all right now, Chris. Ronnie's the one to sort this out. And obviously, Ronnie, as Chris's dad, was picking up on some major clues or cues. Clues that there were cues, I don't know. But I think Ronnie's the kind of guy that he's not going to jump to that conclusion. Until there's something that makes Ronnie move, he doesn't move. He's not going to move for you or me or anybody. He's Ronnie Watts, goddammit. So he was probably just like, so what happened? You had an emotional conversation? Okay. And she left with the kids, right? Oh, well, probably in a hotel somewhere, huddled up. You just huddled up with the kids, the girls, probably not much pressure from Ronnie, right? And then Chris has now been in this room for about 5.5 hours with Tammy Lee on this weird kind of first date Tinder match, Tinder match gone wrong situation with Tammy Lee, who's been flirting, who's been laughing at his jokes, doing nice tooth smiles. Charlie Adelson would have loved it. He's like, do you wear caps? And but now Tammy is packing up the $6,000 lie machine and is just giving Chris a bit of a weird vibe, isn't she? Still joking. Oh, you want that Mountain Dew now? You want that Mountain Dew Baja Blast now, oil boy? Man, if it were me, I would take everything they offered me and demand more. I'd be like, right, you want to talk to me? I want a Kobe steak. 2 Kobe steaks right now. In fact, I want you both to fly to Japan and kill the cow yourself. And bring me 2 Kobe steaks. Cooked by one of those Japanese chefs that does all the really fancy stuff on a big, big hot plate. Yeah, that's what I want. Then we'll talk about where the bodies are, okay?
They've been very supportive.
Good.
Like they're the.
Then that lets you know that that's the place you should be working.
Yeah, my friends were supportive, and he's talking about the work. Yeah, the work is supportive because they know I'm a good dad. Good dad. One more point, Tammy, in the good dad column.
No?
Yeah.
I think someone talked to Luke and he was like, you know what, family first, whatever, so it makes you feel good, that there's bosses out there that are like that.
Yeah.
Because you don't always find those people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna run this stuff out real quick.
Okay.
Just jump in there.
Hey, true crime wifey. Yes, I think we can all agree that Nicole Atkinson was the the major wrench in the works for Chris's non-plan or nonsense plan. Yeah, just got him done, kippered and mulleted, filleted like a fish. Or filleted. That's what you say in the States, isn't it? Filleted like a fish.
Did you catch a bunch of calls from Shannon?
I can't tell.
Oh.
No service. Once I get out of here, it'll probably just blow up.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I did forget part of it, didn't I?
Oh, pressure, guys. Just the way that Graham Coder comes into the room. Total change of energy. And he's quite a big guy, isn't he? Kind of ominous. Look, he comes into the room in silence, and check out how loud that silence is. Masterful. Great job.
So I brought Graham in here because we want to talk to you about the results, okay?
Sure.
Oh, he didn't look at Chris once. And I've said it before again, guys. This is dog mentality, right? The dog that sits on the biggest rock in the park, and another smaller dog comes up and says, hey, how about you let me sit on that rock, big dog? If the big dog gets all angry and starts going, "Arr, arr," no good. He's showing that he considers that little dog a threat. The strongest thing that big dog can do is not even acknowledge the presence of that little dog. And that little dog will go away quicker than if he growled. And Graham Coder's doing this. He's not looking at Chris, but then when he does it in a dual synchronous way with the movement of his arm, the file on the table, the dossier technique, read technique, oh my God, and just slowly moves his head round to Chris. It's amazing. Look at this.
Got the results, okay?
Sure.
Oh,
So,
strong as a boat anchor. Strong as a boat anchor, this guy, man.
it's completely clear that you were not honest during the testing, and I think you already know that. He did not pass the polygraph test.
Okay.
Okay, so now we need to talk about what actually happened. I feel like you're probably ready to do that.
I didn't lie to you on that polygraph, I promise. Chris, I never stop. It's time. Just stop for a minute. Take a deep breath. I want you to take a deep breath right now.
There's a reason you feel.
This is another trick, and we don't see it as often as we should, guys. But when you influence someone to do something with their breathing, whether directly by direct request, as Graham Coder just did, by demonstration, as Coder just did, or indirectly by making them hold their breath in suspense, for example, if you can control someone's breathing, even for a moment, they are in the palm of your hand. There's something about breathing, but I guess it's because it's the most essential thing that we need to do as living human beings, is be able to breathe, right? It's the most fundamental thing about our existence, or continued existence, More than food, more than water, we need to breathe. And if you can control someone's breathing, you've got them totally under control.
Sick to your stomach, and when people hold stuff inside, it makes you physically ill. And I can just tell on your face, I could tell from the second you walked in that you were wanting to just come clean and just be done with this. And I appreciate that because you knew sitting down in that chair that you weren't going to pass today. And you knew I was going to find out because I told you that. And then you continued to stay knowing that you could, at the end, say, you know what? I just need to get this off my chest. Like, I just need to tell you what happened.
And this is an interesting technique from Tammy here. You see, what she's just done, she's just made that up. Well, she's not just made it up. It's from her training, obviously. But it's a great tactic because what it does, Chris is now questioning whether that is true. And of course, it wasn't true. But she essentially just said, the reason you came in here today and sat down is because you knew that I was going to find out that you were lying and that you would then be able to get this off your chest, which you've been wanting to do on some level. You've been wanting to do. And Chris is now thinking, is she right? Maybe I should talk. You know, it undermines his awareness of himself, right? It's the same as Chris standing on his tiptoes and you push him on the shoulder. Easy to push down, right? Because he's not got a good grounding. Wonderful tactics. Who trained these guys? They're fantastic, both of them. Obviously I'm a major Detective Sergeant Jim Smith fanboy from the Ontario Provincial Police Behavioral Sciences Unit, whatever it is, the guy who interviewed Russell Williams. Major fanboy of his. And the whole forensic psychiatry wing of the OPP in Canada. But these guys, I don't think I've ever seen tactics as expertly executed. I've never even seen direct examples of some of the tactics that these guys are doing. They're new to me, and I've watched a lot of these, right? I've seen great detectives do other stuff, but not such a mixed bag of new tricks as we get with Tammy and Graham here. Absolutely incredible. They both deserve multiple medals. They should just get all the medals that they have in the medal box and give them the whole box.
We're not here to play games. We're not here to do any of that with you. We just want to know what happened. So can you start from the beginning and tell us what happened?
Everything that I've told you, I did not lie on this polygraph. I don't know how much I could tell you right now. Like, I did not.
It's not even an option right now because you did not pass the polygraph. So I know you were being deceptive. So that's not even an issue right now. The issue right now is what happened to Shanann, Bella, and Celeste. That's the issue right now.
Okay.
Okay. So let's talk about that. I know you want to tell us. I can see it in your face. Holding this lie in is going to do nothing for you.
I know this. Like, okay. I'm not like trying to like cover things up. Like,
yeah, but you kind of are because it's normal. Normal people would do that. Normal people that make a mistake initially are going to go, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do anything. That's normal. I would expect that. It's just like if you ask your kid, did you write on the wall? And they go, no. And you're like, you have a marker on your hand. Like, I know you just wrote on the wall. And they're like, oh, okay. That's a natural reaction that someone's going to initially lie about something like that and then eventually tell the truth. So this is your eventually telling the truth time. This is where the rubber meets the road, Chris. Like, don't let this continue any longer, please.
I'm not trying to make anything continue. Like, I want them back home, like.
But you know they're not coming back home. You know that.
I don't know in the back of my head. I hope they come back home.
But you know they're not.
I hope they come back home.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know they're not coming back home.
Chris, Tammy and I are confused. Okay. And here's what we're confused about. I told you that we've done some work overnight.
Yeah.
I told you that we've got a lot of leads. Okay, that wasn't a lie.
I know.
We know a lot more than you think we do. Okay, and here's where we're confused. You're this great guy, and I'm not just telling you that. Okay, I'm telling you that because everyone tells us that. Okay, we can't find anyone saying anything bad about you. Chris is a great guy. He's a good father. He's a good man. We're confused as to why you're not taking care of your beautiful children.
I'm not taking care of them right now.
Right now, where are they?
I don't know where they're at. I do not know where they are at. If I could have my babies back home right now, I would.
Here's the thing, guys, that's kind of interesting to think about where the detectives' minds are going, right? Because I don't know, I think we all watch these guys do their expert stuff, and we're thinking in terms of they just want to get Chris to admit he did it. But really, they know it was him. They're conclusive about that, right? There's cameras on the house. There's suspicious friends. There's people saying he's not acting right. There's that ridiculous news interview ×2 where he's got all sorts of facial oddities that are, you know, known signs of deception. There's like 1,000,001 things pointing at Chris saying it was him. So the detectives, they're not testing him. They pretty much know it's him, right? Is there a 1 in a million chance it was something else? Sure. Do they have a video of him actually loading a body? No. Okay. So there's a 1 in a million chance, but they know it was him. But what they don't know is what the hell he did with the bodies. You know, when Chris is saying, I don't know where they're at. Well, what if he chopped them up into little pieces and threw those pieces into the Colorado River? You know, he wouldn't know where they are. They'd be fish food. You know, so that could be a true statement. So the detectives are like, what did he do with them? Well, we know he went to the work site. I'm surprised that they haven't found at least Shanann at the work site. You put a few dogs around there. It's only like the grave is like 3 inches deep, you know, down to where her body starts. I think it's not like a 6 foot deep grave. Maybe it's a little more than 3 inches, but it's very shallow. Amazing that they just didn't put all those dogs around and said, listen, dogs, there's a body close by, and if you find it, you get a tasty treat.
I want them back. I want everybody back. That is the God's honest truth.
Just a reminder to leave a like on the video, guys. It helps us out. It helps the algorithm. It helps more videos like this come out for you to enjoy. So leave a like on the video, share the video, leave a comment on the video, and subscribe to the channel because lots more to come, even on the Chris Watts case. I mean, there's loads to come. Loads and loads. Maybe we'll take a break and do another case, or maybe we'll just push on through until we're all Chris Watted out. Yes, Amy, that's called the Ben Franklin close. Just put the pen on the table and wait.
So let's keep talking about your family, okay? We just can't figure out why there's two Chris's, okay? We talked about that last night.
Yes.
We just can't figure it out. There's a Chris, okay? If somebody asked me my fifth child routine, I would say, I don't know, go after them all. That's the truth, right? And so it is very surprising to me, and it warms my heart that you're the type of dad who can pack a bag in the morning and you know just what to put in there, and you know just what to put in there as a backup in case they have an accident, okay? You know what the clothes to put in there, you know what they have for breakfast, you know what they have for a snack and a dinner and a nighttime snack. You can tell me the book you read to your daughters, okay? I know you love them, and you're not faking that, are you? It's real, okay? There's a lot of guys who come in here and try to tell me that, and I know they're lying, okay? Because they can't answer those questions that you can answer, okay? But you aren't here today lying about something else. So we need to talk about that, okay?
I cheated on her.
I know. And this is very good. Keep
I'm not proud of it. I didn't think anything like that could happen. I don't think I'd ever do it, but I did.
I know. Keep going.
And she accused me of it. I denied it. I cheated on her, and I feel horrible for it. Like, she was pregnant, and it was, I don't want to.
Yeah, Chris. You stepped out on your pregnant wife. You stepped out on your pregnant wife, and you got a bit carried away, didn't you, Chris? You know, maybe he should have had more than one affair. You know, maybe that would have been better. You know, because they come and go, Chris. You don't kill your family after having a relationship for a month or two. I think it was less than 2, right? I think it was like 5 weeks that they were sort of hanging out intimately. You know, see how it goes. Give it 6 months, Chris. If you still like her after 6 months, I mean, half the fun was probably the illicitness of going behind Shanann's back, right? And half the fun for Nicole was probably, you know, he likes me better than his wife, if we're honest, right? So take the relationship out of the affair equation. Does it have any legs? Probably not, would be my guess.
I didn't hurt her. I cheated on her. I hurt her emotionally. I cheated on her. And I feel absolutely horrible about this, but that's what I've been holding. I think that when I didn't go to the Rocky game, I was with her.
Okay.
I went to dinner with her.
Okay. Keep going.
That 5 weeks I was alone, I was with her most of the time.
Okay. You're doing a good job. This is the Chris that I knew would come out today. This is the Chris who tells the truth because you're a truth teller.
When I tell you I fell out of love, I fell in love with her.
Absolutely.
Okay? I mean, that's God's honest truth.
Okay. Who is her?
So I don't want to get her involved in this. I don't want to ruin her life. Like, if something like this, I don't want her involved.
I don't want to get her involved. Chris, this is a multiple homicide situation, okay? And she is a key component. She's involved, Chris. Like, we're going to talk to her, Chris. You know, I don't want to get her involved. She's a wonderful person. What planet are you on, Chris? Okay. And by the way, she came to us. She's in the next room, buddy. Okay.
Okay. So can we talk about that a little bit?
Yes.
I knew that you would say you didn't want to get her involved.
Because
you'd like to take care of
she's a wonderful person. Like, I mean, she knew I was married, yes. And I told her we were going through the issues, yes.
Yes.
And I told her that, you know, we were going to get, you know, at the end, like, we were going to get separated. Like, once I figured out what that was, I didn't know what that was going to be.
I know.
I had no idea. I like, you know, I saw her, took my breath away, and I never thought. And
took my breath away. Let's just go through a few pictures here. Okay. Now, there's a lot of speculation about Nicole Kessinger. Was she involved in the murders directly, indirectly? Did she help with the cleanup? I don't want to really get into that. You know, it hasn't come into the equation. And, you know, I think we would just be opening a can of worms for the sake of it. But what I will get into is what is available to us. And what is available to us are pictures and her interviews. Nicole Kessinger. How do you spell Nicole? Everyone is called Nicole in this story, but they're all spelt with a different, you know, some have got an H. All right. Can you see this, guys? I mean, is it just me? Shanann's better looking. Took your breath away. What is that? Okay. Well, she likes to go outdoors, Chris. Lots of people like to go outdoors. You know, if you didn't like to go shopping for purple furniture, you shouldn't have married Shanann in the first place. Shanann loves purple, okay? There's going to be a lot of it in your house. Doesn't he look happy? Doesn't he look like a 15-year-old boy who's like, you know, thinks he's met the one? Oh, you know, he didn't have a girlfriend in high school, did he? At all. See, that was the problem. Maybe he should have just had a girlfriend in school. Anyway, let's get back to it, guys.
in a million years that could happen.
Yeah.
I know you think I'm a favorite, but like it was. I never felt that way about anybody in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Chris, that's not your fault.
No, I'm just.
Can we do this? I know you want to take care of her it's because you're the type of guy that takes care of women. It is. You took care of your wife, you took care of your daughters, you were very good at taking care, and you want to take care of her. So can we make a deal? I don't think this girl did anything to hurt anybody, but I can't walk out of here wondering. So can we leave her out of it?
Okay.
Get back to your wife and your daughters.
Okay.
Where are they?
That I do not know. That was what I was holding back. Like I didn't know like what I did. I know.
Chris, in the interview today, you weren't asked about infidelity. You were asked.
Another thing I really like about Coda is his pacing and tone, right? Sort of, you know, we've seen Christopher DeCoste, defense counsel for Catherine Magbanua in the trials, well, in the Katie Magbanua trials, right? And his pace is incredible. he keeps the jury so engaged and uses his pace and tone to set the tone of whatever it is that picture he's trying to portray. And Graham Coda is also a master at tone and rhythm of speech. You see what he did there? He went for affirmative answers. Can we leave her out of it? Get back to your wife and kids. And Chris is like, yes, yes. And straight away, Graham Coda's like, where are they? Brilliant.
That was what I was holding back. Like, I didn't know, like, what I did. I know, Chris, wife and your daughters. So, can we leave her out of it? Okay. Get back to your wife and your daughters. Okay. Where are they? That I do not know. That was what I was holding back. Like, I didn't know, like, what I did. I know, Chris, in the interview today, you weren't asked about infidelity. You were asked about. I was holding back from last night. That's not what you feel today.
That's not how that works. You would have reactions to every single question, not just the ones that we talked about being important.
Like the ones you wanted me to lie about, like, is that what you're talking about?
No, the ones about her disappearance and knowing where she's at and about seeing her last.
I was not lying about those things. So, can I tell you what I think? Yes. Okay. So, going into that interview today with Tammy, where we strapped you in, we knew all about Nikki. Okay? All about her. And you're doing a very good job right now because you didn't have to tell us about it, but you did. I could hold that in anymore. I know. We could see it on your chest and in your eyes. Okay? Here's the challenge that we have. We knew about Nikki, and so we didn't need to ask you about her in the polygraph. We just didn't need to because we knew. Okay? And so that's why we didn't ask you, because we already knew the answer. Okay? We're very, very worried about your daughters and your wife. I am too. Okay? So can I tell you maybe, based on the people that I've talked to, and Tammy's talked to, based on all the investigations we've done, based on your cell phone, both your cell phones, your wife's cell phone, Nikki's cell phone, okay? Based on talking with family members and friends, and based on talking with everyone, here's what we know, okay? And I'm not gonna lie to you right now, here's what we know, okay? Chris is a good man. Everyone said it. Okay, I'm not just telling you that because I want to blow smoke here. You're a good man.
Yeah, the cadence of his voice, Niti, that's a nice word. The cadence. Definite cadence with this guy.
Okay. Nobody can fake answers about packing a backpack. Nobody. You either pack a backpack for your kids or you don't.
Well, this guy is obsessed with packing the backpack. I think Graham Coda is going to go back home to his wife and kids and say, from now on, I'm packing their backpacks every day. I want to know what they have for a snack and for lunch and a nighttime snack.
Okay. This should have been the happiest time of your marriage. Okay. You and Shanann. This should have been the happiest time. She's making a little money. She's making good money. You're making great money. You both have a job. You have beautiful kids. You have a beautiful house.
Again, she's making a little money. She's making good money. You're making great money. I mean, it's hypnosis. What he's doing. He's just. What is that? What is he doing with that? You know, it's so compelling somehow. She's making a little money. She's making good money. You're making great money.
You're in Colorado, clean air, good people. Okay. And on top of that, you look pretty good now. You're pretty fit. Okay. This should have been a time in your marriage where you guys were happy and thriving and productive. Okay. And I believe that Shanann's the reason none of that happened. I believe that she's a controlling person. Maybe doesn't listen to you as much as she should. I think that she can do whatever she wants and you can't. Okay? I think if you were to go to a restaurant, she would order whatever the hell she wants. And as soon as you order a nice steak, she says, whoa, buddy. Okay?
I love that. I love that so much better than anything to do with the cookie jar. You know, I think she's a controlling person, and I think you could go to a restaurant and she would order whatever the hell she wants, and as soon as you order a nice steak, she says, "Whoa, buddy." Whoa, buddy. What we doing, buddy? Put the ribeye down, Chris. You're having poached salmon, okay? Poached salmon with asparagus risotto, Chris. Okay?
A woman that lets her man do all of the backpack packing and all of the cooking. I'll do all the
Still with this backpack thing. Someone get Graham a backpack to pack for his kids right now with a nighttime snack.
cooking, but like she cooks like I do like some things here and there. Okay. That's because you're a good person, and I think that she started on the path to leave the marriage. Okay. It's ironic that we're talking about you and Nikki. I think that she was the one who started on that path first. What do you think about that?
I wouldn't have thought about
Okay. And the other thing I think is interesting is, even though she is that type of person that's controlling, doesn't listen, does what she wants, is walking away from her kids.
Chris is so shocked right now. He's like, why? I didn't expect this. They're painting Shanann in a bad light. He doesn't even know how to react to this, does he?
Here you are defending her. Because to your core, you want to take care of the people you love. Okay. And that's the reason why we want to give you an opportunity today to just help us find them. Okay? Will you do that for us?
it. I'll do whatever I can to help to find where they're at.
Okay. So when she asked you, do you know where they are, or are you going to tell the truth about where they are, you felt miserable.
Okay.
Why?
I'm a nervous person. Like every question I ask, every question, it felt like I wouldn't say the right thing.
That's not how the polygraph works.
I don't know like what it reads like. I know she was saying about autonomy of the process, but like I don't know where they're at.
Chris, right now your dad's outside. He flew across the country to help you. Okay? You're lying to him. You're lied to everyone you talk to.
Matilda says that they are doing a great job keeping him in the room. He's completely forgotten that he can just walk out. I mean, I think they would arrest him immediately if he did that. Would they? Not because of the polygraph, because the polygraph doesn't really mean shit. But if they did arrest him, he could lawyer up instantly, and they might not find the bodies. So maybe they would let him go and just keep an eye on him. But Chris, it doesn't matter to Chris. Chris feels completely under their control and has completely forgotten that he can just leave.
And they all bought it. Will you please help us find you babies?
Neeti asks, if he did lawyer up at this point, would they have enough to arrest him? I believe they have enough to arrest him to qualify to, issue an arrest warrant. Yes. But would they choose to, is the question. Grant Amato, they had enough to arrest him, but they let him out for the night.
I want to find them. I've told you over and over, I want to find everyone.
Can we go back to that night?
Yeah.
You know that we have texts, and we know that there's an Alexa in your house,
Mhm.
and you know that those are trained to record distress.
Okay.
You know that we know the content of Nikki's text messages and your text messages and Shanann's text messages. Okay?
I didn't know you knew where Nikki was until right now, so.
Okay. Tell us about that night again, and please tell the truth this time.
I told you the truth.
Yeah, Amy, like Chris later at trial is going to sit there and say, yes, I gave the police any idea that I could come up with while I sat completely traumatized and was questioned for 8 straight hours.
I promise I told you the truth. Like, I woke up at 4 o'clock. I woke up at 4 o'clock. Got dressed, got ready. 4:15, me and Shanann talk about the house, about separation.
Did you guys talk about Nikki?
She accused me of like, all right, well, you know, is there somebody else?
Sure.
I didn't say it.
You denied it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she brought up like, you know, like, well, was there a $68 charge on dinner the other night?
Okay.
I disagree with that, Constance. You can be arrested for murder without a body. That happens all the time. The question is, would you have success in convicting someone of murder without showing the body of the person that you're saying is dead? That's a little bit of a reach, unless you can prove that they disposed of it and obliterated it. But there's lots of cases I can think of where the person is arrested for murder before they find the body. That guy up in where was it? I think it was Illinois. The PhD, the master's in physics. What's his name? He drove a black Saturn Astra, and he saw an Asian girl walking around campus, and she was on her way to see an apartment she was interested in letting, and he offered her a ride and took her away and murdered her and raped her and cut her up and all that. Can't remember his name.
Was there 2 of you?
And that was with 2 of you, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay. So it sounds like
Hey, thanks, C. Malone. Conrad Malone. Good to see you. Put it in the stack.
at that time there was maybe you weren't quite ready to just say, Shanann, this is everything.
I couldn't say it.
Okay.
We were already trying hard enough. I couldn't say that.
Okay. What did you say?
I just told her like, this separation has to go. I want a separation.
Okay. Was it her idea to sell the house or yours?
She initiated the realtor the week before in an email.
Why?
Because we were talking about the marital issues. She's like, well, you can't afford to live on her own. Well, she can't afford to live on her own. I can't afford to live on my own. So she's like, we need to contact Ann.
Okay.
See.
And who'd you contact?
Well, she contacted Ann, our realtor.
Ann?
Yeah.
Okay. Would Ann say the same thing, that your wife initiated the contact?
Yeah.
Okay.
She would. And then on Monday, I texted her to see if what she could do.
Okay.
And that's in there too. We fired. Go ahead.
Tell me about the pregnancy. Was that your idea or hers?
she said she was about 80-20. Well, I went to the pros and cons of it. Like after she got pregnant, she told everybody that it was mainly my idea.
Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted a boy.
Did you want to get pregnant? Okay.
And then after the fact, she said it was mainly me that wanted it, and she was about, so 70.
Oh, you wanted a boy, did you, Chris? You wanted a boy. Well, guess what, Chris? It was a boy. Yeah. Yeah, but now you're the boy, Chris. Now you're going to be the boy in prison. You're going to be everybody's boy in prison. Well done, Chris.
30 against it at that point. Like, she would tell her friends that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what, 70-30 against it? Like, why?
Okay. Can you understand that some of this just doesn't make sense to us? Okay. How is it possible that a woman and 2 kids are just completely gone off the face of the earth?
I promise you, I have nothing on my hands I did nothing to those kids or her to make them vanish.
So tell me what happened then. I believe you that you did nothing on your hands. What happened?
When I left, I mean, it's on video that I left and I was in my
Yeah, Lee. Casey Anthony was arrested before her daughter was found. Sure. Yeah.
truck. I didn't load anything into my truck besides my tools, my container, my book bag, my water jug, my lunchbox.
Okay.
Albert, no, they still don't know where the bodies are. Shanann and the girls, they don't know where they are.
But then what happened?
I drove out of the driveway.
No, before you drove out of the driveway. What happened with your wife and your kids?
I didn't do anything like that. They were still in the house.
Where are they? Where did they go?
I don't know, sir. I really don't know.
Your wife's not the type of person to vanish.
I know she's not.
She had 10 things on her schedule that meant she was going to be there the next day, that day, the day after that, with friends, with a doctor. Okay? She didn't leave because she wanted to.
Okay.
So what happened?
I didn't do anything to her or the kids.
Was it an accident?
I didn't do anything.
Was it an accident?
Hey, just so there's so many, just while there's so many people in the chat, guys, let's take a look at our map. True Crime Metrix US Domination. Check that out, guys. So, if anybody is in Idaho, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, Kentucky, West Virginia, Delaware, Rhode Island, Vermont, or Hawaii, what is this down here? What is that? Should that be there? Does anyone know what that is? Yeah, if anyone's in one of those gray states in the chat, please let us know so we can mark you off as a true crime metrics state, a fan state. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 to go, guys. So that means we've got how many? 36. 36 out of 50, and all the good ones. We have all the good ones. I'm amazed that we don't have Colorado yet. We've been covering Chris Watts for ages. Get Colorado. Someone in the chat, say you're from Colorado. Or didn't we have one? We did have one yesterday, didn't we? The guy with the weed shops. Okay. So we've got 37, guys.
I wasn't there for it.
It's a big deal if it's an accident, because we can work with that, Chris.
No,
And I think that's maybe what happened.
I did not cause an accident. I didn't do anything to my wife and kids.
Was it a misunderstanding?
There's no misunderstanding. We had that talk. There was a misunderstanding where I didn't tell her about the affair.
Okay.
I didn't. That was a misunderstanding. Like,
Miscommunication,
Yeah,
misunderstanding.
yeah.
Good.
but I probably should have told her right then.
Neaty, I really don't think Delaware could handle you. Yeah, what would they do with you? I think Delaware would change very quickly if you moved there.
Honestly, I mean, everything was
Become a lot more interesting, put it that way.
on the table anyways.
Right.
I should have just told her right then, but I didn't because I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
What was your plan? What were you going to do? I mean, how was the separation going to work?
Like, once we got separated, I'll get my own place, and then 50-50 split with the kids. That's what I was hoping.
This guy is just, it's like some immature pre-college idiot kid who's got this plan that's just not thought out at all, right? All he can see is what he wants. And what he wants is like, yeah, I could have a bachelor pad that my girlfriend could come visit, and I could have like maybe some, some guy posters, not posters of guys, but like, man stuff, a really nice truck, maybe he could have a coffee table that's like, a glass coffee table, but the base is a V8 engine. Just the what do you call it? The like all his furniture, because he loves cars, right? All his furniture's like made from old bits of car. You know that stuff that I'm talking about? Yeah, he's like, yeah. I could have the whole thing would be like a man cave with no purple furniture at all, and then Nicole could come and visit and help me with my my diet plan, and we could use MyFitnessPal together and say, hey, how many pieces of chicken breast shall I have for lunch today? And Nicole's like, whoa, make sure you mix it with some cucumber slices, because that's got bromine, and they were both like nutrition tech nerds with these apps going, yeah, you need to scan everything, scan the calories, scan the mono polyunsaturated fats or whatever. Nutritional terms all day.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I mean? Those kids that have this idea, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna form a band, and then we're gonna sell albums. And it's like, well, okay, good luck with that.
What about Nikki?
Take it slow and just see if anything develops, like when I'm, at my own place.
Okay.
I just find it hard to hear you talk about just having this emotional, conversation with Shanann, and you're bawling and crying together, and you have not shed one tear in 2 days that you've been here.
No.
Not one. And help me understand that, because I don't get it. These are your baby girls, and you have not shed one tear over them not being around. Chris, I lose my 4-year-old in the store for 10 seconds, and I start to go panic. I have not seen any of that from you at all. Help me understand that.
I love those girls. I would never do any of this because I haven't shed a tear. You can't
Yeah,
realize.
no, that's weird. Is that weird?
Don't look into that like I don't love my
Well,
kids. I
tell
love
me,
my wife.
explain to me. You're crying with your wife that you're leaving her,
Yeah.
but you don't.
Yeah, don't look into it, okay? don't look into me, and don't look into, you know, my whereabouts around the time, the cleanup time. You know, don't look at my GPS monitor in my truck, please. In fact, don't look into anything that might incriminate me at all. Wouldn't that be great if you had that right on your constitutional rights? It was like, yes, you have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to veto any piece of evidence that might come up. yeah, yeah. You have the right to be released back into the public domain upon request, just any time.
Don't cry that your two little baby girls.
I'm hoping they're still around somewhere. I'm hoping they're still somewhere.
Yeah, but you don't have them right now. You're not reading stories to them at night.
I know.
You're not giving them midnight snacks. You're not giving them their medicine. You're not waking up with them in the morning.
I know that.
But I don't see that. I don't see that. I want to see the Chris that cares. I want to see the Chris that. You know,
Tammy, you weren't there when Chris was sat in his ghost town house, sitting by himself on a Mickey Mouse chair watching Bubba Guppies. He went through 2 boxes of Kleenex, Tammy. Okay? So don't tell us he's not upset. When he was watching Bubba Guppies on the Mickey Mouse chair in his ghost town house, it was a nightmare for him. He couldn't wake up, Tammy. 2 boxes of Kleenex, Tammy.
Bad about what he did and wants to, you know, get this off his chest and be done with this, and let us find your little girls so that they're not out there in the middle of a field or whatever somewhere. Like, don't do that.
I love those girls to death.
Then show us that. Show us that. Show us this Chris, not this Chris.
I'm not.
Did you just hear that, guys? That was disturbing. He said that he loves those girls to death. Just let that sink in for a second, and then we'll replay it. He loves those girls to death. God, that sent a chill down my spine. I need to shake it off. Ooh, Jesus Christ. He loves those girls to death.
Like, don't do that.
I love those girls to death.
Then show us that. Show us that.
Wow. God, let us know what you think about that in the comments, guys. That was wild. And remember, guys, leave a like, share the video, make a comment, subscribe to the channel. We got more Chris Watts footage coming out. Ring the notification bells because we want as many people as possible. We're seeing lots of new faces in the chat room. It's very busy, hard to keep up with, but so many great comments. And we know that everyone that isn't commenting, that you have great comments too, and we can't wait to see them. And we think they're great, and we think you're great.
Show us this Chris, not this Chris.
I'm not showing you that. I'm showing you the Chris that cares about his girls and his wife. Just because I haven't shed a tear shouldn't make you feel like I haven't, that the love isn't there for them.
It's weird. It doesn't make sense.
I understand that.
You have to.
I totally see where you're coming from. Trust me, like, there's nothing. Just because
Chris, people can be pushed to the point where they do something.
Rabbit, welcome back. I got your message on. Well, I saw your post to the group on Discord, I should say. Very good post. And yeah, I love some of the things that you said about how you describe what we do on True Crime Metrix. Some people, you know, we're attracting so many people lately, guys, that there's been a couple of funny comments in the list of comments that I see as the host. And I wouldn't say that they're negative. In fact, we basically don't get any negative comments. I'd say it's 99.6% positive, or maybe more. But there's been a couple of comments that are a little bit funny in the sense that people say things like, just for clarification, why are we rewatching the Chris Watts body cam footage? I don't see anything new. There's nothing new. There's no new thing that's being shared. And it's like, really, it was like, you've stumped me. I don't know why. Why are we watching the Chris Watts footage? Well, I'm watching it and saying some things that I want to say about it. That's about it, really. It was never part of the deal that there was going to be a new thing. And I really don't like those clickbait videos where it's like, oh, new thing on the Chris Watts. We don't do that. It says on the video, Metrix comments on the Chris Watts body cam. That's what it is. We really try and manage people's expectations. But yeah, it was like the vibe of the message was like this person was really stressed out by it. It's kind of funny. Let me see if I can find this other one that's quite funny. Hang on a sec, guys. Where is it? Oh, check this one out. I just found your channel and I am liking it besides not staying on topic. Oh, well, okay. I subscribed and will give you another chance. Well, how generous. And then it says, Nate redacted that comment about having them screaming at each other. He just wanted them to pay attention to Chris Watts. Yeah, I think I do remember that. But then a few minutes later from the same user, so just to recap, guys, it said, I just found your channel and I am liking it besides not staying on topic. Well, sorry. I subscribed and will give you another chance. Well, that's very gracious of you to give us another chance. And then a few minutes later, it says, this is aggregating. I assume they mean agitating. This is agitating. May we please talk about the Watts case instead of everything else? It's disrupting when you're listening to the video. We're listening to learn, I thought. It's just, would you call that a negative comment? I mean, I think that whoever it is just kind of a bit serious, I kind of don't know what to make of it. It's sort of really interesting from an anthropological perspective. It's like, what is up with this person? I welcome the comment. Welcome, it's pretty friendly, really. But this person is obviously quite frustrated with the way that we do things at True Crime Metrix. So when I read what you wrote in the Discord forum thing, Rabbit, I just thought it was a good summary about what we do at True Crime Metrix, because it's obviously not what this person was expecting. But that's fine.
That they regret. It happens every single day.
I know.
But part of what makes you a man is the guy that goes, really fucked up, but this is what I did, and I'm going to pay for what I did, and I'm going to tell you what I did, and I'm going to be honest about it.
Chris, we can.
So by that statement alone, she's calling him a little bitch. Part of what makes you a man, Chris, is when you do a murder and then you tell us it was you. That's what really makes you a man, which you are clearly not doing now, bitch boy.
I'm talking to you once we find these girls, okay? So once we find these girls and your wife, right? No matter how we find them, no matter what condition they're in, we can keep talking to you and you can tell us, guys, it's not as bad as it looks. And you can say, let me tell you what happened. I was never comfortable with you, Graham, or with you, Tammy. I wasn't comfortable yet. But now that everything's known, now that the girls are found and Shanann's found, however they're found, it's okay. We can keep talking to you. Okay?
Chris, did Shanann do something to them?
No, I don't know.
I'm curious.
I have no clue.
No, you would have known, because they didn't leave the house.
Like,
Did Shanann do something to them, and then did you feel like you had to do something to Shanann?
They were at the house.
You know, just another thought, guys. The cop's biggest fear right now is if, you know, they know where his truck went, right? But imagine if, so they've got a pretty good idea that his truck only went to the work site, Survey 19 or whatever, the oil field in Colorado. So they've got a good bet that the bodies will be around there. They're basically certain that the bodies left with him in the truck and that he went to work. So they think the bodies will be around the work site. But what if a third party met Chris on the road and the bodies were transported into another vehicle, right? That could happen with not creating too much of a red flag in the GPS, right? So if they do arrest him now and he lawyers up and never speaks to the cops again, and they're unable to find the bodies, a good lawyer could probably get him off, right? Maybe. Certainly have a lot more chance than if they find the bodies, you know, and pull his fingerprints off Shanann's neck. So that's probably the cops' biggest fear right now.
House when I left. They were there.
They weren't there.
You know, all this stuff about, hey, Chris, that we know they're dead, but let's bring them out of the cold, Chris. Let's bring those girls home, Chris. That's just emotional language to appeal to his sense of reason and his self-image, you know, so he can be a man. That's bullshit, really. What they want is solid ground evidence, hardcore evidence that he killed them, so that they can basically have a sure thing that they put him away for life or get the death penalty.
They didn't leave. They vanished.
They were
The
there.
only way they could have left is in your truck.
There's no way, because, like, I didn't just throw them in my truck.
You know your truck is because you told your boss, like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm going to separation, I'm maybe staying
Yeah.
at a friend's house, whatever. You know that thing pings every 10 seconds?
Yep.
And I didn't throw them in the truck. I rolled them in the truck. Shanann's pregnant. You know how heavy that was? We just rolled them in the truck.
So we will know
You can't turn it
exactly
off.
I know.
And
where
your-
you went.
And your company's giving that to us.
I know.
Okay. Are we not asking the right questions, Chris?
You're asking all the questions.
What are we not asking you right? What are we doing wrong?
You're not doing anything wrong.
Did Shanann do something?
If she did anything to these kids, we both love them with all our hearts. There's no way.
It could have been an accident. Something happened in the house that you know about. You failed the polygraph test, right? So this is not about,
Hey, Carly Chase, good to see you. Looking good.
did you leave and your wife vanished and you didn't know anything about it? That was not what you were asked, okay?
Okay.
We know that something happened to all three of them. But I want to know, did something happen to these baby girls first that you had to take into your own hands and deal with?
You had to clean it up for Shanann.
Chris, you gotta tell us. There's something that happened to these baby girls. Look at them.
I know. Before you came in, I was watching videos.
We have no doubt you love these girls with all of your heart. I have no doubt. But we make mistakes.
And that's okay.
It's what we do with those mistakes that make us who we are.
Chris, it seems like you're thinking about it right now. What are you thinking about?
Just couldn't have.
I feel like you cleaned up for her. I feel like that's the type of guy that you are. Which one of these has the breathing thing?
Well, they both have inhalers, but she has the EOE. And syphilis up the guys.
Did she have problems breathing?
Only like with her allergies and whatnot, like if she had anything next, but she's one with the endoscopies and everything in the surgeries I told you about.
Do you think she had trouble breathing that night? And Shanann freaked out? And didn't want to live without her baby girl?
Hi, Tracy.
So
Did you hear about the homicide that happened in Aurora? The guy beat that family to death with a ball-peen hammer. The only person that survived was a 3-year-old sibling. And that sibling grew up to be a total mess. No family, no mom and dad, no brother, sister, just her by herself. She says, I wish I would have died with them. And there are times that people freak out. I've seen it. I mean, I've been in law enforcement for almost 20 years. I've seen it. Parents freak out and they're like, oh my God, like, I can't have my baby girls live without each other. They're best friends. They're like twins. They're, you know, they wake each other up in the morning. And I understand that. We had a mom in Castle Rock that suffocated both her baby girls. She's like, my husband was going to take them. And she's like, I just couldn't handle it. I thought I was doing right by them. I thought I was saving them pain. And I get it.
why? Oh, she's saving the pain.
Because she didn't want them to have to live without their mom.
Chris, this is a weight that's going to be on you for the rest of your life until we resolve it tonight. Unless we can talk about this more tonight, it's going to follow you forever. I promise you, when you start talking to us, you will feel better. I know you already feel better about getting the Nikki off your chest.
She's not like involved for the news or anything like that. She can't do that.
You got to help me.
I know.
Chris, we're giving you a lifeline right now. You need to take it. You need to reach out and take it.
Did they look like this the last night you were with them?
She had that dress on, like, on the 8th or 9th. It wasn't this, but she had that dress on. I remember I had 2 buttons on the back. I'd take them off so I could get her pajamas on that night.
Did you guys make sure that they were warm when they left the house?
Make sure they were warm. They're all.
Yeah, Lee. Chicks are crazy, Chris. Makes me think what would happen if we had the Gabby Petito Brian Laundrie brigade of Utah cops over here to ridicule women. And, you know, oh yeah, I've got a wife, my crazy wife. I tell her to get in the shower anytime she opens her mouth. You know, It's like, yeah, we got her on medication, daily meds. You know, keeps her real tightened down, real buttoned up. Yep, it's improved my life. Hey, dude, you don't give someone medication to improve your life. You know, it would be better if no one had any need for medication, right? Okay, yes, I know there's certain things where it's really important, but wouldn't the goal be to resolve any issues you might have with anxiety by resolving the issues instead of just treating them? Wouldn't that be better? That would be better, right? Big Pharma.
Always warm. They always have, when they're in their beds, they're always warm.
You know, and that's not to say that medication for anxiety is bad necessarily. I'm just saying that ultimately, okay, there might be situations where it's not able to resolve by really resolve without the drugs, but it just the way that cop put it across. Well, my quality of life is improved now that my wife is on daily meds. It just didn't come across very well, did it? You see what I mean?
And it's taking care of them at the very end. They're always taken care of. They never miss a meal.
Chris, you took them out of the house with their blankets and their animals. Like, that's because you cared. That's what a caring dad does.
I mean, I'm always caring for these kids. There's nothing in this for my life.
I believe that. And I believe someone made a mistake, whether it was you or Shanann. And you either cleaned up after Shanann or you made the mistake. And I mean, I want to believe that maybe Shanann did it and you felt compelled to fix this so Shanann didn't look bad.
Alternate question, read technique. I think we should go through the read technique page by page on this channel. I'm sure many of our viewers have already done that, but it might be good to go through the different steps and stages and just, share where we've seen certain techniques employed. Another good one is the Lee Rodati interrogation. We'll get to that. That's quite a short one. I think it's only about 45 minutes. But I'm sure we can get a 2-hour show out of it. Why not? Maybe more.
That's what I want to believe. But I don't know, you're not telling me that, so it makes me think the worst. Like, did you do that to all three of them?
I did not do anything to these kids. Not do anything.
What did Shanann do to them? Tell us, Chris. Chicks are crazy.
Can I talk to my dad or something? Absolutely. Come. Do you want to bring him in here? No, I just need to talk to my dad. Like, he flew across the country. He crashed.
He's really breaking down now, isn't he? And the detectives are like, yeah, we've got him on the ropes. He's on the ropes.
How about this? If we brought your dad in here, would you please tell him what happened? Can I just go talk to him? I've been in here for like 5 or 6 hours and I'm like... Absolutely. Chris, look at me, man. It's not going to feel any better. He deserves an answer.
It's your best friend.
There's only one person you wanted here most, and it's your dad. Good. What would you tell him?
I love him, and I just want him to be by my side.
Okay. He knows more than we do that you're a good man. And he knows as much as you want to protect your wife, Shana. I think he would tell you to do the right thing. Before we get him.
Can I go out there and talk to him?
Well, I don't know that you want to do it out there because there's a lot of people going through the halls. Should we bring him in here?
We'll step out. Okay.
Can you give minutes with him?
Okay.
Can we just ask a couple more questions? It seems like you're about to get it off your chest. Is there any way that you can help us understand more about Shanann?
Yeah, Jarlborg says even Chandler Halderson outplanned this dude. Man, you know, if Chandler Halderson has beaten you with planning, with long-term planning, with a murder plot, if Chandler Halderson can give you advice on how to get away with murder, you're doing pretty badly. You know, your score, it's low. It's very, very low.
And why maybe something happened? So that we don't get a bad picture about her. What I mean is, what happened that night with her?
As far as like after I talked to her,
With the girls?
it's like when we were having that conversation in bed there.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I talked to her about the separation and the house, and she asked me about the affair, and
Okay.
that's how that conversation went.
Okay.
She was distraught. She had like mascara on her face, all that. I mean, it was emotional.
Well, how about this? If we bring in your dad, will you promise me that you'll talk to him?
I'll talk to him.
Okay. Will you promise me that you'll tell him everything? Would it be easier if you told him what he told us?
I don't know.
Okay. I don't know if that's going to be easy or not. I tend to think it's not. I think you're the type of guy that needs to take responsibility because you always have taken responsibility. You've always made the right choice. So I guess I'm just worried that if we bring your dad in here, that could distract you. What do you think?
It distract me from like talking to you.
Yeah.
I just need to talk to him.
Okay.
Tracy L says that she wonders if Tammy Lee wears that striped jacket to remind people of jail. Yeah, I've heard that mentioned before, Tracy. It's I think probably yes. You know, it does remind us of jail, of what do you call them? You know, chain gang building the railway, you know, dressed like that in those black and white stripes. And if you're thinking of jail, it's a threat, isn't it? It's pressure. They should just put a little picture of a prison on the wall in there, you know, with a big welcome Chris, you know, sign on the front gate. Yeah, I think it probably is.
Right. I know you'll do the right thing. I do. I don't know how long it's going to take. I think that you need to think a little bit more about them. Okay.
And you need to realize that your dad is not going to stop loving you no matter what.
Hi, MCP. Welcome. What does that stand for? Let's guess. major cardiological pathology. Municipal cardiological pathology. Welcome.
Tell him you are his child, and he will not stop loving you.
Never.
Ever.
And this is not the last chapter in anyone's story at all. Okay. He's been here the whole time. You know, he didn't want to leave you. Have you ever seen, sometimes when an animal's owner dies, they stick around forever? I think that's your dad. Poor guy didn't want to leave. He wants to hear it all. All right.
MCP, where are you from in Canada? Because we've already almost conquered the United States of America with our true crime Metrix red zones. And on Canada, we've definitely got Ontario, British Columbia, and Manitoba. But we're missing Saskatchewan, Alberta, Quebec, Newfoundland, Labrador, Prince Edward Island, and the others. I could name them all, but not right now. Nova Scotia. See, okay, we've got Ronnie Watts coming in now, so we need to pay attention. But I just want to say that Rabbit has a unique ability to take what I mean to say and translate it into something that other people can understand. Thank you, Rabbit. Yeah. Metrix is trying to say that if one partner makes the other depressed, it's disgusting to then gaslight that partner and have them take meds to endure you. Well said, Rabbit. And that is disgusting, isn't it? Reminds me of Johnny Depp, Amber Heard. Yeah, Ronnie. Yeah, that's exactly it, Ronnie. Well done, Ronnie. Yeah, he failed it because there was just too much emotions. While we were in this room and I was hooked up to the $6,000 machine, all the emotions, they were just bouncing off the walls in here, Ronnie. So those emotions must have, triggered the machine and made the machine vibrate with emotion. The machine was crying, and I don't know, we tried giving it some meds, but it said I was lying. It was affected by my emotions when I told the machine the truth. Sorry, guys, I just realized that we'll go back a second. Ronnie's in. Big man Ronnie.
Hey, Chris, we're gonna let you have however much time you need, okay?
Okay. You can leave us in there or no?
Yes.
Okay.
I know. going on?
Just a quick note. Chris was a little touch more assertive there, wasn't he? You going to leave us in here or no? Without even turning around to look? A little bit of a shitty attitude there, Chris. Watch your mouth, Sonny.
Sure. And this polygraph failed it. Failed it. Yeah, because there's too much emotions. So, I mean, they're not going to let me go. Is there any reason why they shouldn't? They know I had an affair. And they know.
Hey, MCP. Great. Quebec. That's 3 out of, what is it, 10?
I can't complain about that. They know you had an affair. Anything else you want to tell me? What's going on? Or what happened or anything? You know anything about it? When we had that conversation that morning, it was emotional. It was told her about separation and everything like that. Mm-hmm.
I never understand this. I mean, I know that this is a pretty unique case for several reasons. But if I was Chris's dad, my objective would be to guard his interests, no matter what he'd done. So I wouldn't come in there and ask open-ended questions on camera. I'd be in there and say, what's the situation legally? Are you under arrest? Have you told them anything that could make you under arrest? Have you requested a lawyer? We're requesting a lawyer now. Next thing you say to them is lawyer. No, Chris, you need to tell them where the bodies are and you need to go to jail forever. Well, I just don't see myself doing that to my son,
What happened after that? I went downstairs and I want to protect her. What? I want to protect her. You don't want to protect her? I don't know what else to say. Huh? She hurt him? Yeah. And then well, no, I got her. You hurt her. Did they leave after that? So she started hurting kids. Paper. Oh, okay. What? She smelled it. Or choking. I didn't hear anything. When I was downstairs, I came back up and they were gone. I don't know, like me talking to her about that. Talking to her about separation and everything, about things she lost. I don't know, like, what else to say, like, I freaked out. Those are my kids. So she, and it's not that one time, you were leaving the place and go to work. And she freaked out over the separation of everything.
Like, she laid back down, but that's when I went downstairs, but I heard like a little commotion upstairs, but I didn't think anything of it.
Mm-hmm. And then we went back upstairs and she was,
I can see, like, she was not.
like, choking her or did she kill him?
They're blue.
Both of them. Yeah. She choked both of them to death.
I forgot to champagne. How was it? How was it though?
They were blue. I love the bit where Tammy's like, listen, even if my kid was decapitated, I'd call an ambulance. And if they told me there was nothing they could do, I would be like, what do you mean there's nothing you can do? Get help. Help the kid. Chris is like, they were blue. They were bright blue. Well, thank you, Chris. You expert in human pathology, you. Where did you go to medical school? They were blue. They were as blue as my dad's shirt. I found a couple of pictures of Ronnie from a different time back in North Carolina. And he's wearing the exact same shirt and shorts like 5 years ago. I just picture him in his house. He goes to the wardrobe to pick out, clothes for the day, and there's just 30 blue polo shirts. All exactly the same.
I couldn't like call cops about it.
So maybe we could do all of the bodies off or something.
I mean, I didn't know what else to do. I
Freaked
freaked
out.
out. I didn't know nothing else to do. I didn't know what to do.
So she killed both CC and Con, choked them to death. You lost it in the choke. You choke her or?
That's just rage. I hadn't. Like, in her heart, I know she knew about the affair. She just was waiting for me to say something and for me to deny it again. She was lost it.
That's when she went off and told her about it.
And that's when the crying like happened. And what's gonna happen?
She almost didn't let me told her about her, confirm with the entire.
I didn't tell her how much. She just knew. She just knew. I could deny all I want. She just knew. Over, was it a separation or the affair? I didn't say, well, I think she knew, like, the affair was happening, but I just denied it. Spoken to her before, on that about separation. But, you know, she was hoping to go to counseling or something. I didn't like my counseling. She lost it. Another separation.
Oh, sorry about the eating, Albert. It's a dark chocolate, 85% cacao. There you go.
Did she break up the affair that morning too? Sorry.
Rabbit's just brought up an old idea, guys. She says that she used to joke with Metrix, that's me, early on. It does go way back, doesn't it, Rabbit? We'll be like telling stories about the old country. Yeah, so she used to joke with me about us making sock puppet renditions of the Wendy Adelson testimony, and then having, you know, special Rashbaum sock puppet with a with a very small sock for the 3 to 6s. You know, Charlie puppet, Donna puppet, and just full on do a whole play. Sock puppet Markel trial, right? And this is absolutely true. I'm not making it up, but I will be working on the set. You know, I'm going to be building the sock puppet set first, and then, you know, as soon as I get a bit of time, I'm trying to make it so I get maybe 2 or 3 weeks to do some personal projects, building projects, maybe in August. I don't know, July maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll find a week realistically. And I've got some other stuff to do, but I do want to get to these sock puppet ideas. I mean, it can't be hard, right? I'll go to the craft store, couple of flea markets, pick up some gear. And yeah, I think we really will. You know, I think that might be the thing that will kick this channel into the ionosphere of justice. You know, we're already doing pretty well, I think. Feels like we're doing well. But yeah, I mean, imagine what we could do. The reach, because it's all well and good us doing multiple hour-long commentary videos, which are, you know, very interactive with the chat and so on. But number one, we do want to find some time to make some short form content. The ironic thing about that is to do a 30-minute, a 20-minute, a 30-minute, or a 40-minute video with post-production and edits and clips is probably going to take twice as long as doing a 5-hour stream. So, but I think it would reach a lot more people because, let's be honest, many people don't have the time to watch these long form videos with all of us. they don't know what they're missing, do they? But yeah, so we want to find the time to do some short form content and also get working on a proper production set for the Wendy Edelson testimony with Daniel Rashbaum, for the Wendy Edelson testimony. I'm going to have a fantastic sock for Georgia Kappelman, a really expensive sock, really good quality, something built to last. You know what I'm saying?
That no matter what. Last time I can see a light day again. Last time I can see a light day again. What again? That's random on again. I don't know what they're talking about. Seeing also a little separation. Pretty much knowing the affair was going on, but we just profusely denying it. We did.
What did he say?
Separation. Pretty much knowing the affair was going on, but we just profusely denying it. We did. I made a total bunch of more of us knew what was going on. She actually killed both her children. And you snapped.
Rashbaum's sock puppet could be 1-to-1 scale, Ian says. Very clever, Ian. I like that.
Yeah, I like it more. See what you can do. Range.
What's that?
Oh, was it? Look, they are right at that door and haven't left, right? The cops. They're just waiting right outside the door. I think he says something about a lawyer, and then suddenly the cops are back in. Oh, hey, is that the time? Hey, look, Ronnie, there's this great Cuban sandwich place down the road. Well, they don't have Cuban sandwiches in Colorado, right? What do they have in Colorado? It's like cowboy country, right? So they have, what do they have? They have like a hot pot. What do you call it? Lamb hot pot. Hey, Ronnie, there's this fantastic lamb hot pot place down the road. Closes in 5 minutes. You're in Colorado for a day? Try the lamb hot pot. Have I got this completely? Let me know in the comments, guys. What do people eat in Colorado? Lamb hot pot. I bet that's not even a thing.
Range.
What's that? You okay?
I tell you, man, if a cop was rubbing my back like that, I'd break their fucking hand off. Get your cop hand off me. You know, it's so insincere, isn't it? What are you rubbing my back for? I killed my wife and kids. Don't rub my back.
That's what you're doing.
Could you help us work through this with you, okay? Will you tell us what you told your dad?
After that conversation,
Water up there, son.
no, it's fine.
Yeah.
After that conversation we had, and she accused me of the affair, and she, in her heart, she knew what was going on.
Okay, so Chris has decided to confess, but it's going to be a soft confession in first place, guys. He's now got to quickly come up with a convincing story that's not based on TV, right? Which it will be. A convincing story of how Shanann heard the news about the affair and then quickly said, "I'm going to kill his kids that are also my kids, but they're definitely his kids as well. So I'm going to kill them both because he's been sticking it in this friggin' geologist's butthole and then coming back here and putting it in me." I mean, so do I go too far sometimes? Maybe.
And she knew about the dinner the other night. It was too much for just me.
Oh, no.
When I told her I went to a Rockies game, I went out to bed. I went downstairs.
And that's when you told her about the separation.
Well, that was when I was upstairs in bed.
Um,
Told her, what I wanted in the come on the separation. And that's what I want.
I don't know, Kevin.
Went downstairs and started packing up a few things. I heard a couple things upstairs, but I didn't think anything of it. Continued his, own thing and get ready to get everything packed up.
Yeah, Albert says we need subtitles for this footage. I just don't think the audio is the best, Albert, on the original, unfortunately. So we can't really make out exactly what Chris is saying, but I think we can get just enough to kind of piece it together. Maybe we'll skip ahead in a short while.
I went upstairs and I was gonna talk to her again. And I saw on the monitor, fellas covers were like pulled off and she was just laying there. She's just hot. It's like, what up, she was in there with her. On top of her. Freaked out. I ran in there.
Hey, E. Santiago, welcome. So we can check Puerto Rico off the map. Well, I mean, that's what, a territory, right? Well, I wasn't really going to do Puerto Rico. I mean, I will, seeing as you are you from Puerto Rico, E. Santiago? But if we do Puerto Rico, then we got to do, what else is it? Costa Rica. Virgin Islands. I don't know. What other territories? Guam, Okinawa. I mean, where does it end?
Got on top of her.
What'd you do?
Boom. That was my babies. Those are my kids.
What happened?
Something that hurt.
Who, Shannon? Where were you at?
Right there.
We're gonna look for a skip point, guys.
Put it back in our bed. Yeah. Do you have to have any of them with you?
No?
No, we prefer you.
Can you and me and Tammy and Ronnie get in the car and just, when you came in, was your,
Yeah. Saying like Bella had done that. The kid won't do that.
do you remember that, Chris? What do you think?
Just make fun of it. Thought it was funny.
Did Bella do it?
I don't know. I don't remember. But I don't catch it up. I don't think she would do something like that. No, she doesn't have their balls.
Okay.
Covering their head, never did that.
Because what?
Like a body laying there or something.
It sounds like kind of,
I'm sorry, I lied to you. Maybe. I mean, you knew what was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. You stay for a reason.
Chris, you're a good man.
I'm not a good man.
Well, you stayed, you wanted to talk, you knew it was gonna be hard, and you still stayed. That's what a good man does.
Stayed here for 6 hours and 11 minutes before.
I just stare you in the face.
We're glad you did.
I can see when the rage would come out and see, look, the kid's dead. You don't know. And you don't know when you look at you.
Hope your dad still love you, no matter what.
How could you let someone kiss somebody?
Hey, Chris,
Nothing else for me to say ever came.
when you came in, was your wife on top of her right when you came in?
So all of this is bullshit, of course. I mean, I think he's actually crying. I don't think he's pretending to cry. But this story of Shanann losing it and strangling her own daughters is obviously, I mean, no one has ever given that any credence whatsoever. You know, everyone just went immediately, nah, But what is Chris doing? I guess he's thinking, well, one, he knows that if he admitted to murdering his daughters, I mean, that's just too far beyond, isn't it? If you kill your wife in a rage, you just lose it. That's very bad, but it's one thing. That's one thing, you know? That could happen to many people. I'm sure it has. But to systematically grab a cloth, put it over your child's tiny face, and squeeze it until they stop wriggling around is another thing, isn't it? It's a different level of detachment.
So you saw it in person?
Because I saw the monitor, that's why I rushed in. So I went in there to talk to her again.
And when you came in, she was right there on top
She
of
was
it?
right there.
Okay.
Her hands on her throat. She didn't know what to do.
I didn't know what the fuck to do. They were blue, and I didn't know what the fuck to do.
Are you trying to say Cece?
Started going away. She wasn't moving. Her head's spinning over left like that.
So where did you put them out there? Chris, that's really important.
Yeah, Matt Teomina says get a tube for the Adelson puppet show, right? Get a tube sock with Vaseline in it for Charlie. Right, yeah. And for Juno and Chinder, just straight Burberry sock. I don't think there's going to be even any need to decorate it. Everyone is going to know who it is. A Burberry sock, you know?
Are they counting something? Are they under something? In something?
I didn't know what else to do.
I know, so tell me what it is. I know,
I didn't know what else to do. I was so scared.
I know.
It's like, no, I just did this, and I just did that. What do I do?
Right.
Okay, guys. List of American territories here. We have American Samoa, Guam, the Republic of the Marshall Islands, the Federated State of Micronesia, Commonwealth of Northern Mariana Islands, Republic of Palau, Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands. So I have a feeling some of those might be hard to get. I think I'm going to count the map as complete when we have 50 states. I think maybe we'll have another map for territories, but very happy to have our friend from Puerto Rico in tonight. Welcome, E. Santiago. Yeah, no, that's fantastic, guys. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. No Colorado in the chat? Anyone from Colorado in the chat? Come on, there's got to be one. We're doing the Chris Watts case.
Or anything that I would do from there was just going to be just insensitive and just a horrible thing.
You were in a tough spot. I mean, what can you do, right?
Sometimes your body just kind of takes over and I'm looking at your dad now. You sure?
What's gonna happen?
Yeah, East Santiago. I know that's Puerto Rico. It's all red now. You see, all red. So that's good. That's good. But we definitely need to get another state today. Maybe Kentucky, Utah. Oh, no, we do have Colorado. Oh yeah. The guy yesterday with the weed shop. Okay, Nevada, Idaho, Utah. Hit me, baby.
We're gonna help him get out of there. Do you like what? Would you prefer them when you're one of your coworkers?
Oh my God, no.
Okay.
I cannot.
Niti, if you had a Rocky Mountain oyster, you would very likely spontaneously combust and turn to ashes in front of our very eyes.
We're afraid of
You said that you're about to become a good man. They're gonna see this. You're like, what the fuck did you do, Chris? What? Like, why did you just go to college to begin with?
Well, they weren't in your shoes, they don't know.
I know.
They weren't living your
I
life.
know, but still, it's like,
People are gonna.
you never like.
We'll just go little steps at a time. How about that?
I can't have anybody show you out there, let anybody, no coworkers, please.
Okay.
I mean, they're just gonna form their own opinions anyways, once they figure everything out anyway.
We'll just take little steps tonight then. How about that?
Yeah. Do you have to have any of them with you?
No?
No, we prefer you.
Can you and me and Tammy and Ronnie get in the car and just drive out there?
General direction.
You just point it? Chris, I know they're gone, but they're still your babies, and you're still their dad.
You don't want them out there.
I don't want out there.
And you don't want someone else to find them out there. You don't, I promise you. Can you take us? You give us a second so we can kind of get some things arranged. Do that?
Ronnie, do you want to stand in here with me? Okay.
What the fuck is this? This is just fucking horrible.
If it were Charlie Adelson, he'd be in here crying about his fantasy of getting back to his rich playboy lifestyle. He'd be crying to his mother saying, "Oh, all the stuff I'll never get to do. I actually thought I was going to get back out on my boat. I was already thinking about which restaurant I would be going to. And so, where I could treat the wait staff like dirt and click my fingers like they do in movies. And show off buying an expensive bottle of Prosecco in an Italian pizzeria.
the problem is I don't even know if they believe me or not.
Yeah, we've got Virginia, Niti, but not West Virginia. Friggin' hell, people.
You never do nothing to hurt your children. Never. That was your life right there. Little girls. I've always said she was an unstable person, but I never thought in a million years that could happen.
Mom always said she, Shanann, was a terrible person, but I never believed that could happen. Yes. Yes, but it didn't happen, did it, Chris? And she wasn't that bad. She had horrible taste in purple furniture. That was the worst thing about her, Chris.
And that's narrower. If they thought she could do anything to her, LMCC or herself, and so children know herself, maybe not. I don't think she would do it. She just lost it. Lost it. Why did this happen to me? Why did this happen to the two little girls? She's a lawyer.
Yeah, but Rabbit, you don't understand. The girls were blue. They were all blue.
We're both, because I lay in her bed sleeping. I emotionally drove her to do something stupid. I guess that shouldn't trigger that first, so probably so that. That's all I can do right now. Self-abandonment. There's no love for me if I could do that. She could get to do that. I don't know if there's no reason to take it out on the children first.
Yeah, Albert says if what he said were true, why didn't he call police? Yeah, the cops are going to come in and they've let the pressure off a bit. They're giving Chris a little bit of space to cry for his own self and his own shit life that he's got coming now. He's only 32 here, guys. He looks a lot older, doesn't he? But he's only 32. So, you know, he's going to be doing that whole prison thing. Open the door, stand up straight, make your bed, piss when we tell you, you know, have a horrible shower with this tiny bar of soap, you know, on our timetable every day for the rest of his life. Horrible food, no women, no cars, nothing. You know, for what? 45 years before he dies? That's going to be fun, isn't it? Good job, Chris.
Call that person back that we called.
See you later, Kim. And good luck to your patient. Tell your patient about the show. Just kidding. I think he's in Waupun prison in Wisconsin or Dodge Correctional. Yeah, I think that is the same prison that what's his name? Brendan Dassey from the Teresa Halbach murder is in. And Chandler Halderson. Maybe they all play dominoes together or something. That'd be a weird scene to walk into, wouldn't it? Brendan Dassey, Chris Watts, and Chandler Halderson playing dominoes or Yahtzee. No, I don't think Brendan Dassey could manage Yahtzee. What do you think, guys? Could he do the numbers?
Easier if you would call the police. So just, you don't want to do it, kind of like that. You don't think. get that.
How did you take that?
So I shovel in the back of my truck, still with it.
It's like a work shovel. Is it still there? How was Shanann?
Shirt and underwear.
So she got into bed with? Do you remember what color her shirt was or underwear?
I think my shirt was either black or gray. Underwear was probably blue.
How much time passed, do you think, from the time that she was back in the bed until you put him in the truck?
I'm not sure.
Are we talking minutes, hours, something else?
From when I left the house,
No, like from when you got her in the bed to when you put him in the trunk. How long a time was that?
so like from when pushing it in my truck, from the bed to the truck,
Yeah, from your master bed to the truck.
Yeah.
minutes.
Okay. Because you talked about covering her up or something.
Yeah, and the sheet.
Is there anything else about anything out here that has stuff that you've left in certain spots, or you sure their blankets and toys aren't going to be in there as well?
Not because it was right here with their sheet.
Can you do me a huge favor and just write your name on the bottom? Just so I know that we didn't make those marks. I'm just gonna write the date on it, okay? 8/15/18 at 5:56.
Was your wife wearing any shorts or pants or anything just under?
So yeah,
Okay. Do you remember what they look like?
blue.
Okay. Okay. And the girls, do you remember what their pajamas were?
They're both nightgowns.
Okay.
Celeste, I think was that pink one with the like curves on it.
Okay.
I think those was, they had a unicorn, I believe, on it or something.
Okay. So it sounds like, I mean, it feels like to me, now we know pretty well how to go get them. Is there anything else we need to know?
Hey, Asbel. No, I'm not asleep. Just wondering how much more of this is left. There's like another hour left, guys. I'm thinking we'll have to wrap it up tomorrow, but then I'm just sort of trying to plan out tomorrow's show. So I think we could do the rest of this confrontation. Ronnie's going to go. Then we're going to have Chris getting ready in his full restraints. He's going to get his picture taken. And yeah, I think we'll cover the statement of Attorney Rourke addressing the court at his sentencing hearing. Because, you know, I think he sums it up pretty well. You know, he gives us, maybe I don't want to call it the whole story because I don't think we ever got the whole story, but he gives us a very succinct break down and run through Chris's actions, reasoning, intent, and consequence. You know, he strikes a good balance of strength and well, I'm not sure. A little tired now, but yeah, it's a well read statement. So I think we'll cover that. And if we're doing that, I'm kind of a little bit reticent to do the victim impact statements in this case, because the dad of Shanann, Frank, I think his name is Frank Rusak, is extremely upset to read out his statement that he's prepared. And, you know, it just feels a little weird to I don't want to be accused of gawking at a man. The mother gives it's not better, but it's very grounded, centered. And not that the dad's isn't, but he's just really kind of super upset, you know. I'm sure a lot of people in the chat have already seen it. And then there's the two victim impact statements from Ronnie and Cindy, which we will cover because I don't know, I just feel that the licensing on that is a bit easier. What else have we got going on? We've of course got the cops that went up to Wisconsin, Tammy, Graham, and one of the Frederick Police Department people, I think. And oh yeah, well, but we're not going to cover that tomorrow. We've got that'll be its own video a little later. And then of course we've got Nicole Kessinger. We've got at least 2 interviews with her. And what else on the Watts case, guys? Not sure. After that, we might jump back to Sarah Boone so we can continue setting up house for her trial starting in October 7th. Also going to go back to Michael Draker, have a look at some court footage there. That's got some very good content to absorb. It's amazing, you know, those videos on Michael Draker and even Sarah Boone. Actually, I think Sarah Boone got more views, but Grant Amato case didn't get much attention on this channel. The first video we put out on Chris Watts, every time I refreshed YouTube Studio, there was another 300 or 400 views. It went up to over 2,000 in less than 12 hours. I mean, I think it was our most popular video for that amount of time, you know, which was good. We got a bunch of subscribers out of it as well. So if anyone would like to subscribe to the channel, there's a little list of content we've got coming out. If you want to support the channel, there's a link to buymeacoffee.com where you can buy us a coffee.com, link in the description. Or on YouTube, there's a super chat, super thanks, super like, super sticker. We would really appreciate it. The social networks, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, they're also in the link for the description. And you can also email us at truecrimemetrics@gmail.com if you want to say anything or just say hello or have any ideas, suggestions, comments. We read everything that comes in, so there's your opportunity. We will be installing a yawn alarm in the studio in the next coming weeks, and I think the policy will be if I go over 9 yawns consecutively, we will have to end the stream before I fall asleep and embarrass the entire true crime genre. You never see fancy fiction falling asleep, do you? Not gonna happen. Anyway, guys, so a little quick run through these comments. Yes. Great comments tonight, guys. As ever, as usual, business as usual. Can always count on the comment section for some great stuff. You know, and it's not just great to me. You know, it adds so much depth to, you know, texture to what we're doing as a group here. So you guys really are core community chat contributors. Quadruple C. Loving it. You know, I don't think it's just good because I'm sure it helps with the algorithm and everything, but it's really interesting to learn the different angles people are coming out of, and where everyone's at individually with how much they know about a case. It's kind of interesting, you know, because some people know a lot about the cases we cover, some people know not that much. So I always thought that everyone just knew the same as me, but now I see that some people know more than me and some people know less than me, and there's no right or wrong. Everyone's where they're at, right? And we're sharing information, and you know, everyone's super nice to each other. Everyone's very helpful to each other in this community. I thought there'd be a lot more bickering if the chat grew to what it's like at the moment, but I'm happy to say it's not like that at all. It's very homely, and everyone has a voice. So loving that aspect of what we're doing, guys. So thank you all very much for being core community chat contributors. It really makes everything a little bit richer. Okay, 3 hours, 8 minutes. That's basically sticking to our goal. Our goal was originally supposed to be 2 hours, maybe going to 2:30, but I think 3 hours is a good sort of length. It's not that long and it's not that short, you know. It's kind of, I just think in 2 hours you barely get into a video, and most of the videos we cover, you know, the video of the interrogation or the court footage, for example, they're multiple hours long, and if we have to stop as often as we do to make comments or read other people's comments and start, you know, taking the conversation where it goes, you know, I think we probably get about 20 minutes, 25 minutes maybe done over an hour for us with the extras we add. So someone said to me the other day, because I'd announced ways to support the channel, like buymeacoffee.com, and I got a comment from someone who said, "Buy you a coffee for uploading public content." And I thought, well, that's not strictly accurate. I mean, I think we are trying to add value. Some maybe think we do, some maybe think we don't, but the attempt is certainly there. You know, everyone has good days and bad days. But I think we'll leave it there tonight. Matt, Tracy, Leah, Rabbit, Rock Solid, Mary, S. Bell. You guys are great. Old Pueblo, MCP rocking it for Quebec. Albert. Yeah, and Ian. One of our main guys down in the southern hemisphere. Yeah, great to see you all. Great to see you all. And we'll be back tomorrow. Probably tomorrow, probably same time. And we'll leave it there, guys. Okay, good night to everyone. Be kind to each other. Don't be an Adelson. Don't be like Chris Watts. If you're having an affair, don't kill your wife because of it. If you have an affair and you prefer the affair one, or husbands, it's not just men that have affairs. If you prefer the person you're having an affair with, give it some time. Make sure that's the right decision for you, and then make that transition through the proper channels. There's the divorce court. There's counseling could be an option. Just don't kill anyone. Not all marriages are supposed to last. All right, some were a bad idea from the beginning, right? So it's okay if they end, but not like this. don't do this. This is really bad. No one should do this. Okay. Yeah. Agreed? Everyone agree? Thumbs up if you agree, guys. Oh, if anyone's forgotten to like the video, maybe you want to do that just before we go. I'll give you 15 seconds before we sign off to go and like the video, share, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Yeah. Everybody rocks. Everybody's got hearts. Wicked. Spread the love. Spread the love. All right, guys. I'll catch you all later. Have a good one. See you in the funnies.